Hey everybody, welcome to the stream. I'll turn the music down just a little bit. It's a little loud. I hope that's better. Welcome. Welcome to another day, in fact, our final day of our D&D live marathon. Today we're going to be continuing to sculpt the Demogorgon. Right here, our best friend Demogorgon. And we're going to do an announcement in a little bit about the deadline of the project. Tudo bem? Alright, everybody, because you know the deadline is coming up fast. No worries. No pressure, right? Hi vlog, how you doing today? Welcome to the stream. This is what we're working on. Hoping it's an extension. Sparkles is over there. Ok. Hi André, tudo bem? Oi, tudo bem? Hi. Okay. Let's talk about today's stream a little bit more in depth. So, we are in the middle of a wonderful challenge. If you're here, you probably know that we're in the middle of a challenge, right? But there is a little bit of time left in the challenge, so I'm going to tell you all about it. Our challenge giveaway is D&D themed for D&D Marathon Month. First place winner is a Sonic Mini 4K resin printer and 3 bottles of resin, which is actually really good. Second place is a month of mentorship with me, and third place is a month of free access to my 3D sculpting membership. I hope you guys enjoy those prizes. The goal is to sculpt 3 D&D minis and put them together as if they were being actively used on a D&D board. This can be virtual, or you can 3D print it, or anything you want. Some people are just going to do Zbrush renders, some people are going to animate it. Unreal Cinema 4D, it's up to you. The first mini is the owlbear, second one is the Grick, which is like a kind of worm, and the third one is the Demogorgon. Regardless of when you finish or your intentions to participate, feel free to get a shout out from me on my social media. For more detailed rules, please feel free to check out my Discord server. Right there, the link is in chat. Tudo jóia e você? Tudo bem? Daqui a pouco eu vou pro Brasil e eu estou muito animada para relaxar um pouco. Inclusive, eu já estou um pouco relaxando por dentro, internamente hoje, tentando, sabe, já entrar no clima de não estar sempre trabalhando, mas não tem dado muito certo. And then soon I'm going to Brazil to finally get a little bit of time to myself. So I'm going to try to get this guy as far as I can today in the next 2-3 hours. Depends on how much energy I have. And we will go from there. Low energy stream. It's a chill stream. Everybody always says, like, whenever I'm worried that, like, I don't have any energy, everybody's like, oh my god, Anna, I love your stream. You are so chill. Are you always this chill? And I'm like, no, I'm just at the end of my rope. That is my trick. Just at the end of my rope. You know, just did too much for too long. And now I'm at the end of it. Yeah, yeah. A lot of my external pressure points that keep me going, like working without questioning things, have been taken away. So now it's time for me to really embrace the fact that I have nothing left to give. This is my last thing that I'm gonna give. So let's get started. Oh no, where's my pen? Good start. Lost my tablet pen. Oh my god, I really lost it. Is it on the floor? If this goes wrong, then we're just gonna do an Unreal stream. Does that sound good to you guys? I might seriously do an Unreal stream if I can't find this thing. There's like nothing on my desk. It can't be on my desk. Maybe it's in my drawer. It's normally behind something. Like it'll be like behind my my monitor or something. Ah, it rolled underneath my Cintiq. We're good to go. We can do this. Is it behind your gear? With this hair, it could be. It's like brambles in there. Always nice to stop and smell the flowers every now and then. Absolutely. Absolutely. I need to just generally improve my ability to balance, right? Have you ever read the book The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho? Oh, you're not going to be able to finish? Well, this is a great segue actually into my announcement. So, Lolly Random Art, thank you so much for the follow. So, announcement, everybody. This will be also announced in the Discord and all my other channels. But we are extending the deadline because I realize that this deadline, this project was really big. It was a lot, especially the Demogorgon, which is a more complex sculpt. Not everybody has a lot of free time to get everything done. So me and Gus talked about it, and we decided to extend the deadline till midnight Saturday. Isn't that good news? Midnight Saturday is the new deadline. That is Saturday the, let me check the day here, 23rd. So we basically get 3 extra days to finish your project. Yeah! Hooray! I feel bad for all the people who rushed and finished it already. The people who are doing this challenge really did do crazy sculpts. You are one of the main ones, actually, that have been doing some insane stuff, I think. So let me go ahead, and if you are wanting to join the challenge, there's still time. Not a lot, but if you work fast, there is. So join my Discord, and there you can find all of the rules and the instructions, okay, in a lot of detail. And while you're there, grab a coffee, make yourself at home. Alrighty, let me load up my reference here. Oh my god, do I not have Demogorgon ref? Find out the hard way. The last time people told me I made him too buff. And I would like to argue that he is not buff enough. Gizmo Man with the hair? What does that mean? Okay, so my reference is here. I found it. I didn't absolutely delete it. I found everything here. Oh, okay. Okay, so today we're going to just kind of start really fleshing this thing out. Maybe I'll already add the second head because everybody's been questioning me about the other head. So let's go ahead and put the head stuff into a single folder. New folder, head. I had set my music to not play lyrics, but here we are. There's all the head objects. locate this folder. I only turned everything off inside here. Then I'm gonna head and move little guy to the right or left. Perfect, now he has 2 hands. Good enough, right? Oh, I accidentally turned the poly sphere here. I think otherwise we're good. Oh, and a few little things that we can go ahead and delete. The character from the Harlem Globetrotters cartoon, he had a big afro and take out all kinds of things from his hair. Boa noite, Wesley. Eduardo, quem terminou antes ganha mais pontos? Acho que não, porque eu só vou abrir todas as submissões juntas no sábado. Bom, assim, no domingo, né, na verdade. Só para decidir quem vão ser os vencedores. Eu vou aumentar aqui I'm going to raise switching languages sometimes it's not easy. I'm gonna raise the Dynamesh resolution here a little bit, just so I can kind of flesh it out further. Maybe a little smoothing. I don't often do Dynamesh with clay smoothing or clay polish, but sometimes I'll smooth it by hand here and there, while still maintaining the definitions. Is important, I would say. And I'm gonna redefine some of these forms a little bit more. Being careful with the angle that I'm looking at it from. Keep my damning standard nice and pointy. Gathering Wolves, hi, how you doing today? King Varag, hello, how you doing today? Yeah, guys. Gosh, I cannot wait for some time off. But let me real fast take a little detour. Do you want to see what I'm working on in an Unreal Engine? It's a spoiler for a future TikTok. You guys want to see it? I want to show you. You want to see it? Yes? So I'm not sure about how well is going to go to showcase Unreal. In the past, it does get a little laggy on my computer. Let me go ahead and set it up real fast. As you guys know, I recently got a new monitor, and I haven't been able to really set up everything perfectly yet, so it takes me a little longer than usual to kind of get some stuff going. Here we go. Almost there. All right. Hopefully it doesn't lag out totally. Let's see. So, I had the wonderful idea of turning our friend the long horse and also multiple of my cryptids from social media into like little spooky videos. So what I did was I set up the scene, partially like it's all downloaded things, which I just kind of fleshed out a little bit more. And why explain it when I can show it? Hopefully when I press play you guys can see it. Let's see. Yes, you can. F11 to make this full screen. So, you are in this dark, spooky forest. I didn't need to do something about the greens. Accidentally, I've been playing with the saturation and like color balances, and I made it too green. So you are here in this forest. You walk around. You follow the path. A lot of strange things all around. What is that? What is that? You see that? What is that? I don't know. Let's keep going. Next thing you know. So I haven't finished setting it up yet because he doesn't have any textures. So he is basically all white. And I'm going to do multiple types of like animation to it besides just the but I already have this whole like sequence of events planned out for this and I currently have escape forest. So what else? Basically I'm trying to like set up this like little gameplay simulation. It's not a real game, it's just going to be a little bit of a simulation, you know, where you're in this forest alone, you hear sounds, you're scared, there's like stuff in the distance, you don't know what it is. Then eventually you're going to find our friend, the long horse. One of the struggles with this is that he becomes too bright when I shine the light on him. Dun, dun, dun. So we're gonna have to work on that. So part of the way I'm gonna fix that is by maybe doing inverse fall off with the flashlight, maybe just making his textures hella dark. Maybe making the flashlight go off whenever you see him, like the flashlight turns off. That would be cool because he looks great in like the darkness. You guys, can you see him like in the corner? Like he looks amazing in the darkness. Way spookier, if you ask me. So I'm going to, for now, I'm going to just duplicate the body parts into like multiple and have them rotate at different speeds and directions, basically. But yeah, I'm gonna keep it pretty simple. I actually was going to work on this today. If we weren't doing the stream marathon, I would definitely texture this guy. And look at his little neck, it's just kind of shoved in there. But you know what? It's still spooky when you really think about it. I hope you guys like it. And just the general environment is super spooky. I had to make it look like nighttime. I'm really annoyed by the collision on some of these trees that I put down, so I'll take them off. This is from a pack. Well, it's like multiple packs. None of this I made on my own except for the long horse and like the setup of the pawn. But yeah, I think this is pretty creepy, if you ask me. Anyway, yeah, this is my current project. Hope you guys enjoyed that little sneak peek. I've been really enjoying like taking a break from the stuff I'm supposed to be doing and like taking a little moment and working on what I want to work on. And right now what I want to work on is little unreal spooky environments for my creatures. Because I don't want to do them standalone anymore. I want to put them in somewhere that makes sense. But of course, they also need animation, and that's like I hate animating very much. Like, I have training in animation, I know how to do it. Well, I don't even know if I know anymore properly, you know. Fred Maga, thank you so much for the follow, I appreciate it. So I knew how to animate, I just really dislike it. I wonder if I can get into like procedural animation in my life, you know? And just like procedurally animate the most creepy monsters you've ever seen. I think that is my calling right now, as far as animations. Animation loves you too, Anna. If anybody here wants to volunteer to animate my spooky, scary characters, please do so. Maybe I'll hire an animation intern. I've been talking jokingly about hiring an intern for a while. I think it's time to get myself an intern. I wish I had an intern for this project here because I haven't had time to create any ornamental bases. What do you guys think is a fair salary for an intern? Somebody with no experience. Just can't resist to add some gnarly veins. Perfect place for the Demogorgon. I don't know if you guys saw my latest YouTube video thumbnail for the Demogorgon. I put me and him on a meadow. Somebody called it, what was it? When two topics don't match. I thought that made it funny. But I'm starting to come to the conclusion that when it comes to these things, almost nobody shares my sense of humor. Because I had a bug with the long horse. And nobody thought it was funny. I sent it to like all my friends and they all said, Anna, that is the creepiest fucking thing I've ever seen. What is that? Carly Asada, thank you so much for the follow. Or, not follow, the raid. Welcome raiders, welcome raiders. Hello my raiders. Hello my darling. Welcome raiders. Hi, hello. Ugas, Cervantes, Carly, Sudapsis, Hit, HT the Bald, Lope. Hi, welcome. Welcome. At first I thought she must be Brazilian because Asada, but then I realized that with just one S, it's in Spanish, isn't it? Derp. Yeah, hi friends, welcome, welcome. We're having a chill stream. And you guys missed my grand whip reveal. I kind of want to reveal again. Let's do it again for the raiders. Raiders, you deserve this. Do you like being spooked? So, I'm working on this little game for Unreal. It's not a game, it's actually just for TikTok. But it is a video for TikTok I want to make. And I'm going to showcase all my different cryptids in different creepy environments, or maybe the same. So the first one down is the long horse. So you're walking around, you know, vibing with your little flashlight and stuff. I want to add some animation to the flashlight. You see some stumps. Yeah, you just use the foliage tool for this. There's way too many stumps in this scene. It's okay. Oh, what is that? Dun, 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 dun. The video will be more epic, I think. But basically, I'm still working on it, so I'm going to texture this guy. We are texturing the long horse currently. And I'm going to create like a jumble of neck things, and like they're all going to like rotate at different rates in different angles. He's gonna bob up and down as well. I had it set up earlier and it was working, and then like I restarted Unreal and he started moving back and forth, and I was like, hell no, we're just gonna take that off. Yeah. And I don't know, like I'm gonna have to do some sound design for this project, which is also something I'm not appreciative of normally. Like you'll come to find with a lot of like small game studios, they don't really care about so much about sound design. I don't know, that's just what my experience has been like. Everybody just leaves sound design for the last moments, I guess. Need sounds until you come close to the cryptid, dead silence, and add more to the creep effect. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Just kill the sound. But yeah, it's literally for TikTok. A lot of effort, huh? F11, minimize, back to ZBrush. There we go. As you can tell, I'm not the most inspired to do ZBrush right now. I want to do a little bit of messing around in Unreal. That's what I want to do. I have experience in sound design and 3D animation in Maya. Mooncake, do you want an internship? I was literally talking about let's talk about like how I want to hire an intern at some point. I will hire an intern. I'm glad you guys like it, guys. Thank you. You can send me spooky follies if I want. Yeah, totally. I'll take it. I'll take it. I want to see the nanite. I used nanite on the long horse. I don't know like how let's see. Here. Shoot, like let's go on a detour. I'm already like not super paying attention to everything right now, so long horse, yes. Hello, my son. So if I go to either lit, gotta remember how to get nanite visualization. But yeah, I use nanites on my super high poly characters when I bring them into Unreal for mockups like this, if I'm not animating them. You can see it changing in real time. See that? Yeah, like, all of my doubts about nanites have not been quenched because, like, actually, like, importing heavy files and converting them to nanite doesn't even take that long. Like, I've done longer waits just trying to get basic models into Unreal. So it's high poly and you're able to animate it. So I was not able to animate it. I didn't try, but I don't believe nanite works with Sculpto Mesh. There's something like GoZ to Unreal, like send the model with just a few clicks. I don't think so. I don't think there's GoZ with Unreal. Unfortunately, not yet, maybe. But I would watch out for that, you know? There could be GoZ at any point. Unreal, I don't know anything though. So one of the goals for today is, besides just fleshing out, is to like get more monstery look, because this is just like a buff dude, you know, like buff dude with gelada monkey faces, you know. So we definitely want to like create a little bit of drama here. How? I don't know, but I'm just going to kind of like start applying some more detail, kind of like going with the flow. Often at this particular stage of the model, it will start telling me what it wants, you know, and then I can just do what it wants. Hold on, hey Anna, what is thy bidding, my mentor? How's it going? It's going good. I stopped by your stream yesterday, but I didn't say anything. In true me fashion, me and my husband watched you a little bit, and we had a fun time. He was very impressed with the model that you were working on. I showed him the before and after. He was like, holy shit. I still have the before and after, like the very first trial you did of this, of your current character. So I do want you guys to know that while I'm in Brazil, there's a good chance that I will not be streaming as often as I was before. I'm thinking about taking next Sunday off, but I'm not confirmed yet. I told Zbrush Live to not schedule me for next Sunday, so I'm already not scheduled there. Although if I change my mind and decide that I do want to stream, I might ask them to put me back on the schedule. But yeah, it's still very unclear, but I do think that at the end of the day, I do need a little rest. It's too much. I was posting about it on Instagram today. Might be a good topic for today's stream, you know. What is it? Like how even though I can have an amazing streak of like doing hard work, getting results for months, the moment I run out of steam, I like go into a slump. I start judging myself and things like that. And it's so ironic because one of my mentees was having a thing like this week. And I was like trying to tell him like, you know, gotta be realistic. Like literally, look at how much you've accomplished. Wow, you're not superhuman, you know? And then I'm going through a similar thing myself. I used to have this habit of like only really considering something an accomplishment if it was done recently. And if it's something that was done a long time ago, it's almost like that was somebody else that did it, and that I would be ashamed that like I'm not keeping up with my past accomplishments. And that's like a very bad habit I have, is that every time I hit a new accomplishment, new high, new record, new whatever, that high becomes simply a new expectation. Like my mind will turn it immediately into the new standard. And as soon as that high is done, because normally it is, right? Like normally things don't just get higher and higher, they go and they come and go. As soon as that high is done, like it's so hard for me to make peace with the fact that it doesn't have to, I don't have to be breaking my own records and achieving my like highest results all the time. Who here relates to this? Do you relate to this at all? Hope not, because it's not good. But yeah. So for example, like every time I get more views on a video, let's say I have an average of like 200 views on a video, I'll get one video that has 1,000 views, and I'll be like, anything below this is a disappointment to me. You know? And I think it's partially my nature. That's just how I am. I've always been this way. But I do kind of remember a time in my life when I was a teenager where I was more grounded. Who here was more grounded as a teenager? Me, for sure. More grounded, you know, I used to be like, if it works out, okay, if it doesn't, who cares? Kind of mentality, and I was a lot happier. I think my mom used to tell me, Carol, I don't know how you do it, you have no anxiety, you don't care about anything. Look at me now. Not anymore. You know. I care about everything. So I'd say it's a perfect time for me to be taking my break, you know. So I'm going to reduce. Ironically, like, I've never gotten more hit up for like collabs and partnerships and interviews and things like that ever than right before I want to go on a break. And as soon as I say no more, people are like, "Oh my God! All of a sudden, you're the hottest commodity around. Let's partner up right now." And I'm like, Julian Cabreras 72. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it a whole bunch. My smoothing is too intense, so I want to leave a little bit of these like lines. In fact, we might want to change my smoothing brush to the smooth directional. I've been trying to get used to this one a little bit more, but it seems like it feels like it just smooths in one direction, so you can keep some control over your lines. It's kind of interesting. Trying to get used to it. So let's just take that one down, and then kind of like keep the direction that you want the thing to keep. Yeah. See how it kind of keeps the lines that are going along the direction that I use the brush, and that's pretty interesting. I'm never out to beat my own record when it comes to art and streaming. How about when it comes to other things? Honey, I thought that was just me. Guy says, I was an overachiever as a teenager. What a 180. Shane, I misunderstood. I'm never trying to top myself. Andrea says, yeah, Murphy's Law. You owed on. Wowzers. Anna being pulled in every direction. Well, glad you get to take vacation time. Been playing a video game, sure. Well, what if you see life as a video game? I actually used to do that. Like, I used to, but during my first job, I was never really stressed over my job. Like, I was doing, like, crazy hard things. And I wasn't stressed because I kind of saw it as a game the whole time. And I think, like, not taking something too seriously is definitely helpful, like, mentally wise. But ever since in these past few years, like, ever since I started my business and started teaching, for some reason, like, my brain takes these things to be like life or death all the time, you know. Just Honey, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. I don't know, like, why I should be getting less stress, not more stress. Time to go back to therapy. She says to herself on stream to a bunch of people. That's okay. Like, part of my presence here is actually to be vulnerable. Something that I had to explain to a ton of other people, you know, because they look down on me for being too vulnerable or like telling people too much, especially in a position of authority. For example, like in my mentorship or at school. But like, I don't like that pressure of having to pretend that you're perfect or better than other people. It's really hard for me to deal with that, you know? Because obviously we all share struggles. So we might as well talk about it. And it's actually one of the things that keep me going. I have this like little Evernote page where I take screenshots and post there of people who watch my stream or follow me on Instagram saying stuff like, you know, I'm so glad you were talking about that topic. Like, I've been going through this and I felt so alone. And that really helps me because, like, you know, we're not alone. It's a lot of struggles that we go through that are common to our workplace, our, I don't know, generations. Speaking of generation, I was teaching high school students how to use Zbrush recently. If you guys been here, you've heard some stories. And one student crashed Zbrush, and I told her to restart it, and I was like, when you see this weird little icon on your mouse, and I point to it, I'm like, that means it's actually turning on. And she goes, "That's not a weird little icon, Anna. That is a floppy disk." And I'm like, man, I just got bested by a 17-year-old on like old technology things. Okay, I knew it was a floppy disk, girl. I didn't want to assume you did. Demogorgon here doesn't skip leg day or tentacle day. To me, life is more like a game than people want to admit, but one that's played seriously, like poker. We strive for better jobs, better relationships, life experiences, etc. My name is a throwaway because I'm too anxious to take anything seriously. Shane, I wish it were true someone is always near me. I never feel alone. It sucks. Do you want to feel alone? I feel like I missed some context there. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I miss context in my own stuff here. Gary E. Lyons, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it a whole bunch. Shut up. Is Sparkle's doing all right? He didn't want to stream today. He kind of like just meowed at the door to get out. So maybe later I'll let him in again. Cause I have to keep the door closed when I'm streaming. So like, can't keep getting up and closing and opening the door. Yeah, he's all right. All things considered, no biggie. I like how the music's kind of going along with the mood. Peaceful. A little bit of lo-fi, I guess. What this is. Your talk about motivation and discipline really helped me. I hope it's a turnaround in my productivity. It was very valuable. Thanks for sharing it. Aw, you're welcome. I'm glad. Makes very happy to hear. Makes me very happy to hear. One of the many topics like that I get asked about very often, so I decided to write an article on it. That article helped a lot. So I was watching this video on what was it? What was I watching? On studying. It was how to read like a PhD student, which they read a lot, and I read a lot too. And I'm concerned because I remember very little of what I read. So I end up just doing in a bunch of notes on the books, be it on Kindle or on or in real life, but still like the recall isn't there. Like I can find the book and I can find my notes and stuff, but so I decided to watch a video on how to like remember all this stuff. And so how do I put it? The very first tip I enjoyed was actually to teach whatever you read, which I thought was wonderful. Like, if you teach what you learn, you'll remember it more deeply. And you don't have to like teach it at a college or anything like that. Like, you can just make a YouTube video about it or write an article about it. And I found that ever since I started writing articles and like posts for my patrons and stuff like that, man, I can like really talk about these topics. So I hope to continue doing that, like kind of like turning all this stuff into like articles and YouTube videos. Speaking of turning useful stuff into YouTube videos, stay tuned because I have a really cool one coming out at some point in the next 2 weeks. Stay tuned for that. It's gonna be human like Zerotron. Now I think I'm ready to actually make it more monstrous. I know I've said that like 40 million times, but now it's for real. Now it's true. It's starting to speak to me. Bring with a little bit of skin right there. Go ahead and pinch this belly button. And then like add a little bit of a opening. Love a good belly button. I hate belly buttons in real life, but sculpting them is fun. Ambush Cave, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it a whole bunch. Now we just take it away. Hello Storms, thank you as well. Welcome. And Vertices as well. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for those follows, guys. Oh Lord. El Mengle, I missed. That's the one I missed. Sorry, El Mengle. I totally did not mean to miss you. See what some peck marks look like. I don't know if these are called peck marks, but today they are called peck marks. Those pecs look marked. What do you guys think? With or without? I don't know, I never liked putting these on. Was there a reference or inspiration for the sculpt? Yes, it's the Demogorgon from DND, so if you actually Google that real fast, you'll be able to find the inspiration. It's my own take on the monster. Hi Anna, I got turned down for the second time. What a tonal shift. I got turned down. Doop doo doo doo. I-A-2. Let me know if that's how you say your name. Thank you so much for that subscription. I appreciate it. Welcome to our subscription family. Hi Anna, I got turned down. Sorry, guys. For the second time after doing an art test for a character artist position, I heard from someone that they had done over 9 art tests and still had no luck. Seems like there's another long road in between being able to get interviews slash art tests and actually landing a job. I spent around 20 hours on each of the tests. I guess it would be better to put that time into a portfolio piece. Do you have any advice on this topic? Well, very important question. I'm really sorry that it's not being straightforward. Sometimes it does take a little while, and just stay strong and keep persevering. Okay, that's all you can do. But also, I think you're missing the most important question, which I'm sure you may have asked already yourself. But I want to make sure that I address it, which is like, is there any way for you to assess why you got turned down? Did they give you feedback? Can you try to talk it over with somebody who knows interviews well so that they can maybe see where the failure points was? It is unclear to me by your question if the failure point was actually the art or something else that might have happened in the interview, you know? Um, so I would be very curious to know a little bit more of like where might the problem actually be? When it comes to the actual question you asked, do I have any takes on like spending that time on portfolio piece? Like, yeah, it would be ideal to spend the time on portfolio piece, but like it's also not realistic to like turn down art tests, you know? Not right now, not the way that the industry is set up right now. Unfortunately. Um, so just keep doing them, you know. Um, but spend the other time you have working on portfolio pieces, especially if you can find out what went wrong, you know. Like my friend Rita likes to say on her stream, I'm okay telling the story, I think, because she's told it publicly before. But she says that she got turned down from a big job because, like they said, like, hey, you don't have enough of this in your portfolio, and it was like a type of rig, right? And so she started working on that type of rig. Simple as that. So the most important thing I think would be to try to find out where things went wrong so that you can improve your odds next time. Because like after a while, it's like it becomes like doing the Rita. It becomes like doing the same thing over and over again. You know, like if you're doing the same thing over and over again, then that can't be good. You know, neither for your mental health or for your life or for anything else. So definitely really question what's going on. Um, People get turned down from jobs for every reason possible, like every reason in the book. It could be an answer that they answered wrong. It could be that it just so happened that they had a different person that they liked. Like maybe they liked you, but they liked somebody else like 1% more. Sometimes that's it, you know? Or maybe somebody else said they wanted less money than you. Like there's so many reasons, and it's probably not just the art test. But I'd also be curious to see what the art tests ended up like, right? Um, so basically, the focus here of my answer isn't to blame you in any way, but it's much more productive, in my opinion, to ask how we, what can we control out of the situation, right? We can't control their opinion, we can't control whether they bring us in for more interviews, but we can control our next moves and how we perform on our art test, how we perform in our interview questions, things like that. Know your worth in contract negotiation. Sometimes it's just luck too. Sometimes it's luck. It's good luck to not get the job. Should know that. Doesn't seem like it, but it is. Can be. Vertices, I'm glad you like it. Thank you. That is right. Exothermic Goblin. I love that name. Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it a whole bunch. Ripped demon body. I mean, let's say you're a demon with tentacles, living in a cave, killing adventurers. You'd probably work out. Sapline, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. I thought that I was gonna be able to stream Friday, but I realized that my flight is on Friday, so I can't do that. Like doing just the most mild little line right there. I almost had a little time today to you say rig it. I was gonna like do the world's shittiest rig to this, that I could like move it around and stuff. Just to pose, but I ended up working on the other thing instead. Blue Snow, hello, I know nothing about sculpting. How difficult will it be to learn ZBrush? It depends on a bunch of factors. Example, how good are you with computers? How good are you at watching tutorials? How good are you at following tutorials? How many times per hour do you have, or per day do you have to spend on this? Things like that. For me, it's not that difficult. It's just a huge learning curve right up front because the software can be a little tricky to use, right? But that usually goes away in a few days. Then it becomes more so like being able to manage the tools to actually create something you like. That takes much longer. RS Almighty, I think that's one of the most overlooked things. Great point, Anna. A lot of people get frustrated at their lack of success landing a job, but both parties are looking for a good fit, and something we gloss over is how terrible it is accepting or getting or accepting a job because you're so desperate, but it being the wrong fit for you. It sours the whole experience, yeah. Totally does. Or, like I've seen it happen before. Like companies will hire you, relocate you, take you away from your family, and then like 6 months later they close, I don't remember which company did this. Um, was it Telltale or something like that? Like that was still hiring people and then 1 week later closed. So there were people that had just quit their jobs like 2 months before, 1 month before. And then were jobless because they closed. Do you guys remember this? What company was it? I don't remember. I have a strong art background, right? Okay. Shouldn't take too long, but I don't have a number for you. Telltale Games. Ryan emoji. Nobody talks about that anymore. Good. One time I did a tour of Telltale when I was in San Francisco. And I remember so clearly, like it was like a big wake up call for me. I got super flattered because like I met some guys at GDC and they were so excited to take me on a tour of Telltale Games. So on the Saturday after GDC was gone, I normally stay an extra day so that I can enjoy the city. I get on a car with them and go to Telltale, and I remember it so clearly. It was a freaking Saturday, like 3 p.m. The office was full. Everybody was there working. The vibes were just way off. Everybody looked stressed AF, and they weren't even due for like a release soon. I don't know what they were working on, but that was just such a trash moment. And I remember clearly thinking, like, this was around the time I was starting to discover that maybe AAA wasn't for me. And I was able to look at that with very clear eyes, and I was like, is this what I want for myself? You know, heck no. And then they shut down some years later. I don't remember. It was like maybe like 5 years later or something like that. Um, the I always used to talk about this on stream, like my journey of learning that I didn't want to work in AAA. Um, when I went into games, when I went to game college, I wanted to be a 2D concept artist, and I didn't even know what AAA was, and I didn't care. Like, I literally just wanted to make beautiful creatures and characters for games, but not any specific game. While I was there, I was almost like indoctrinated, you know, into everything sucks, indies are trash, serious game, get out of here. Like, AAA is where it's at, and until you get a AAA game, you're basically worthless. Like, that was the mentality. And I basically started being influenced by it, and little by little, I forgot my own ambitions, and that became my ambition. I want to work at AAA, yeah. You know? Um, and this GDC was like right after I graduated, I think. And I was sitting there on the way back from Telltale Games, and I was like, do I want this? Like, is the glamour or notoriety or whatever it is that comes along with working on AAA games worth it? Like, is it worth it? That was me questioning it. I'm not necessarily asking you guys if it's worth it. Like, do I want to be overworked? Do I want no life work balance? Do I want all this? And it took me years actually to unlearn this like programming that I had gotten from college, that everything else was trash except for AAA, you know? Um, and I'm glad it went away. Especially because like I got a job in serious games and I really enjoyed it and it paid well and all these things, but I still always felt like I was failing because I didn't do AAA. And then some people I knew from college, like after years and years trying, got like small AAA contracts, you know? And even though I knew like that they were probably overworking themselves and being, maybe sexually harassed, maybe they were making less money than, well, it's almost guaranteed that they were making less money than me. I still felt like they had made it and I didn't. And I was like, what is this? Like, what is this culture surrounding this thing? Like, this is like some sort of mystique. Devon says, health is number one important thing in your life. Um, Almighty says, I kind of feel like studios that crunch so hard like that are the ones that go under the quickest. Some studios have a drink the Kool-Aid culture. No, like literally, I always say that always, like as a rule, crunch is a result of bad management. So what you say might have some merits because wouldn't bad management also take your studio under faster, right? Um, Bad management is a thing, and we can get into all the examples of how management can fail the studio. Something wrong here, but I think we're just gonna fill this guy up with spikes and scales and call it a day. I'd love to hear bad examples. Story time. Okay, before that story time, I'm gonna go grab a drink and see if Sparkles wants to come do his job. I'll be right back, okay? I just crushed my fingers. Working in AAA right now, fortunately I'm at a great place, but it took a long time to find. And like you, I and my friends have some horror stories. I want you to tell your horror stories. Oh shoot. All of that and I forgot my drink in the kitchen. Be right back. That was a lie. I left my drink on the other side of the table because I went to go turn the light on. It was right here on my desk. So, um, almighty. Well, my first big contract was with Disney. That was fun. I did see all of that stuff on like Twitter and whatnot about how people don't want to work for Marvel anymore. I know it is Disney, but I guess it wasn't always. So on to bigger and better things, right? I was telling my mentee yesterday. He was asking me like, Anna, like how realistic is it to get a job as a character artist in the industry? Right? I hear it's the hardest one to get, and also I hear, what do you say? The hardest one to get. Should I switch to environment or prop art instead, and then wait and then keep practicing character art until I had enough experience and time? And I literally go like, first, that stereotype is a stereotype. It is true. It is hard to get a job as a character artist in games because there's so much competition. However, if you think that switching to environment art makes it easy to get a job, you are sorely mistaken. Two, um, nowadays, like in 2022, like we no longer have to rely on an employer to make a living. You can do so much online. Like you can do a Patreon, you can sell minis, VR chat stuff, accessories for VTubers, Roblox stuff. Like there are so many ways to make money online that have you selling directly to your audience, to your clients, that let you pocket 100% of the income. Like I personally find it a little frustrating to make other people rich with my work. But we don't have to get into that topic tonight. But you can do tutorials, you can do like what else can you do? You can sell assets on CG Trade or whatever it is, Turbo Squid. You can do so much. So I personally think it's time for a lot of us to start thinking a little bit bigger and also like not pursuing these kinds of opportunities. They kind of make us dependent on studios, right? And studios aren't really grateful. Do you guys agree? Like serious, not serious, AAA, not AAA. Companies like that are not grateful, right? Like they will simply let people go once the project's done, or boast record-breaking profits, and then not give anybody a raise, or worse off, cut their benefits. That's like what all the oil and gas companies are doing, right? They're like, raising the gas prices, taking home record profits, and then letting go of people. um, so I don't know, like we don't need to be so reliant on them, you know? Do a little something for you, even if you are working at a place like that. Like as long as they let you, like they don't have some sort of like non-compete in your contract, you know, like consider opening up an Etsy shop and selling like a 3D print of something. Um, or shoot, selling stuff on My Mini Factory, you know? You never know. We were talking to somebody who like posts all their models on like CG Trader and other places like that, and he makes like $500 a month passively, like without having to do anything. Um, Speaking of corporations that hate you, I just got a email from my flights, like the one that I've scheduled like months ago to Brazil, and it's like, "Are you okay with moving dates?" Because they always like overschedule the flights because they are like that. I love what you're saying, Anna. Thank you, Bega. Stefan says, "I will sell my soul." Hi, Funky. How are you doing? The person who mentored me, and that's Almighty, told me that if you pursue the thing you love, you'll get good at it, you'll find someone who'll pay you for it. So if you love the characters, make them. If you like making rocks, make them. In fact, there's a story about a guy who only made rocks and got hired to work on Red Dead Redemption. I think it does fall on the artist applying to take the risk of spending the time on an art test and potentially not getting the job. What's frustrating is hearing about someone doing over 9 art tests. It stops feeling like there's even a chance. Like recruiters are handed a script that involve handing out these long unpaid NDA art tests to a large number of people just because they can. Anyway, sorry about the rant. Well, Hexta, you're right. Like, I think art tests should be like the second to last thing you do in the interview process. Like, they need to interview you. They need to like your first. They need to like your portfolio resume. Then they have to interview you. Then second round of interviews, and then the art test. Like, if you do the art test before an interview, like you're basically getting scammed. I had a whole tweet about this. It was this company that was doing a ton of open art tests, and I had never heard of what an open art test is, but basically anybody on the internet can do an open art test, and you send your art test along with your application and resume. So like you do the art test before you even apply, which is so horrible. Like to me, what does that mean? Like that sends a message that says like I'm okay with being exploited, you know? And if that's what you guys are talking about too, like if you are doing art tests before you even get an interview, like I would reconsider all your life choices. um you know, art tests shouldn't be something that qualifies you to get an interview. An art test is after you've already gotten interviews and they just want to make triple sure that you know what you say you know. Courtesies, I feel like there's a lot of ways of making money with art, but how can someone overcome the feeling of not being good enough to do all those things? I like how I was like contemplating the answer. The little voice in the song said the pain is real. God, that is a tough place to be. Like, not feeling like you're good enough and letting that stop you is self-sabotage at its finest, and it's, how do I say, like, it is defeating, it's self-defeating, it's self-rejecting. However, you have to remind, I don't even know where to start with this, because, like, that is a problem you have to fix before you can live to your true potential, regardless, in every way. In every aspect of your life. If you don't think you're good enough, you're going to self-sabotage, you're going to self-reject. Self-rejection looks like not applying for the job because you're not good enough. It looks like not asking the girl for her number because you're not attractive enough. That's what self-rejection is. It's like the fear of failure, the fear of rejection is so huge that you would rather reject yourself as a defense mechanism. So I think that's what you're doing, you know? And at some point, you need to, it's really hard to learn to love yourself. It really is, okay? But if you're, especially if you're prone to not, but at some point, you need to be able to feel the fear of failure, feel the fear of rejection, feel the fear of not being good enough, and do it anyway. Do it scared. That's a saying I love. I love that saying. I'm gonna send 02. Thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it. Do it scared. Feel the fear. Feel it. Really feel it. Cry if you want to. Okay? And then do it anyway. Whenever I got my then Pixelogic gig, now it's Zbrush Live. Whenever I got that gig, which is like, it helped my career tremendously, I literally thought to myself, there is no way in hell that they're ever going to pick me. No way in hell. Not today, not tomorrow, not a year from now. They're not gonna pick me. And that voice in my head, you're not good enough, was saying that I was not good enough. You know, it was saying that I shouldn't even try. But you know what? I was like, you know, they're gonna say no, but I'm still gonna apply, and maybe I'll apply again in a year or two, you know? So I sent in the application, and I still remember to this day, I was like, doing the application, and it said like, how many followers do you have? And I was like, 35. And then they said, how many subscribers do you have on Twitch? And I go, 0. You know? And I'm like, oh boy, like this is a failure in the works here. I'm not even gonna take it seriously. I sent it in and then literally forgot about it because I already knew it was doomed. That's like, I was so sure there was no chance. I basically just did it for like shits and giggles, you know? 2 weeks later, I get an email from them saying, Anna, it is such a coincidence that you applied because we had noticed your stream that you've been streaming on Twitch, and we've been sending the link to each other like back and forth here at Pixelogic, and we want you to stream for us. Let's set up a meeting, you know? And I was like, what? And then I remember like my friend Brian, who used to come to my house like twice a week, and my sister Rafa, who was dating Brian at the time. They were sitting in the kitchen table, and I come out like stone faced, like cold, and I'm like, Brian, you have no idea the email I just got. And he's like, what is it? What is it? And I'm like, Pixelogic wants me to stream for them. And we all like hopped up and down. My sister didn't even know. She doesn't even know. My sister doesn't even know what they were. You know, it's like a med student who doesn't do art at all. And she was hopping up and down. We were all hopping up and down. And like, now looking back, can you imagine what might have happened if the little voice had said, you're not good enough, and I had just said, shoot, you're right, I'm not going to apply, you know? This is not a story about me feeling like I was good enough. At no point in that did I feel like I was good enough. I sometimes still don't, you know? But the point of the story is that through the feelings of negativity and not being good enough, I did it anyway, you know? And then sometimes that's all you gotta do. And the fear of rejection hurts more than rejection itself, you know? That's another lesson I learned the hard way. Is that one of my greatest fears, like due to my upbringing somewhere, you know, something at some point, made me afraid of judgments, right? I was so afraid of judgments that when I was a teenager, I couldn't speak out loud, like to people that weren't like my 5 best friends, my parents, and my close family. Whenever kids from school would try to talk to me, they would say something, sometimes a little harshly, and I would stutter and not be able to answer. Like, that's how bad it was, my fear of judgment, and just got worse because the more I did that, the more I got judged. Right? And that kind of stuck with me through those hard years. And I was so afraid of all this judgment. I was just living life so scared up to last year. You know, I started my mentorship and it was going really freaking well. It was going really well and I was selling out and I didn't even think anybody would sign up, but I did it anyway. Like, that was the fear thing, right? I did it anyway. Sold out like 3, 4, 5 months in a row. And then I started getting scared that I wasn't good enough mentor and that people were going to judge me and that the word was going to get out that I was a terrible mentor. So I closed the membership spots so that nobody new could join, right? And I only opened them back again this January because in that time, and I'm glad I closed it, because in that time I really looked inside and I realized that what I was really afraid of was being judged by other people. And so I realized that the fear was so much worse than the actual judgment, because I wrote down in the notebook every time somebody has judged me this year. You know, this would be like people who criticized my online presence, people who criticized me for saying something, whatever. And turns out that whole year, only 6 people had criticized me in any way and like judged me. And when I actually looked at those instances, right, Started 7, thank you so much for the follow. When I actually looked at those instances, I was like, did I even care? No, these people are losers. I don't care about their opinion. I literally thought that. I was like, I don't care. And I didn't care. And it didn't hurt. Normally, they weren't even right. And normally, I didn't even respect their opinions. And then I'm like, but in my head, I'm so afraid of this moment. And when it actually happens, it's not even that bad. So I started the mentorship again, and it was like better than ever, and it's thriving, and all of that stuff, you know? I took away some features, I added some new ones, like always advancing and improving. Anyway, yeah, that was a little intimate moment with Anna. Gotta pay a little extra for that one, so. Anyway, yeah, still growing. We all are. Missed like so much chat. Imposter syndrome, the permanent companion to artists everywhere. I actually don't have that much imposter syndrome anymore since last year, so it is curable. Zuka086, thank you so much for the follow. But it did take me like journaling my feelings every day for a year. I'm fine with rejection, but my standards for employers are high instead. If they are bad at recruiting, I don't have my energy to help them. It's like dating. Why would you want to date somebody who rejected you to begin with? Oh, I'm glad you guys like my stories. Ritley, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. I had a previous friend who didn't like people who ate certain candy. That's pretty judgmental. Yeah, I don't know what to say about all of that. Be tough out here. Anna, how do you know if a part of your sculpt, like cloth, shields, or straps, is thin enough that will not fail when printing? I want to have a nice, concise, and clear answer for you, but the real reason is I just kind of YOLO it. and then I just see if it works or not. But I'm sure there are thousands of ways to do it. Maybe even in Shadowbox, which is the software that I use. Okay, let's make some brushes and stuff. Maybe I should already, I'm not sure about combining the toes yet, though. Let's not. I'll just combine the toes at the end. And the tentacles. Maybe I should already combine the tentacles, actually. But I don't know how to pose them. No, let's leave the tentacles for the end, too, because once the pose is done, we need to actually pose the tentacles and basically remake the meshes all together. Go from there. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying the stream or enjoying my arts, make sure to follow me on social media. It's the best way to get a hold of me, chit chat with me. I've been getting a lot of messages lately. If you send me a message, please tell me like who you are and what you want. I know that sounds funny, but like the amount of messages that I get that just say, hey. Anyway, that's not the point. Follow me for announcements, art, free content, things like that. I have a YouTube channel with some tutorials and also I stream on there. Make sure to join my Discord, which is a wonderful community of 3D artists where you'll hang out offline, share tips, tricks, tutorials, resources, show off your artwork, see other people's artworks, give and get feedback. And all of our challenges happen there. Our big challenge, doing the 3D printer, is happening there right now. But also, we normally have weekly challenges. It's way too bright. We also have weekly challenges after the challenges are over and before. Where every week we have a theme, and if you sculpt it, you can win some fun stuff. So make sure to join the Discord. I would like to thank our sponsor, Frozen, for sponsoring the first prize, which is a Sonic Mini 4K 3D printer and 3 bottles of resin. I just put their link in chat in case you want to check them out. Forever Intro, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it a whole bunch. And last but not least, feel free to check out my Gumroad. There are a bunch of free goodies on there. And also, it's where you can join my workshop. This month's workshop theme is 3D creature design. So you can join the live workshops and also gain access to all of the previous workshops as well. Hundreds of hours, or over 100 hours of education, plus all of my career building articles, things like how to price your services as a freelancer, how to get over imposter syndrome, how to negotiate salaries and rates, how to build discipline. And on top of that, you also get exclusive content and free brushes, free resources, things like that, and access to our special Discord. I guess the Gumroad thing doesn't work, so I put the mentorships thing here. You can also join my mentorship waiting list. So for those of you who don't know, I have a mentorship program that is basically perpetually sold out. And right now I'm at a place where I can only open new spots once a mentee leaves. So you have to join the waitlist to be the first notified to be able to get the spot. Last time I opened a spot, it sold out in 35 minutes. And then that night I decided that I was going to open another spot, and that one sold out in 4 minutes. So join the waitlist to be on the list to get the spot before anybody else does. I always put it there before I post it on social media. I do not speak Spanish, clown bots. No Spanish for me. One of my biggest shortcomings. Thank you guys for being here during this like chill stream. We're chilling. Wondering if I have any scales already laying around that I can use. Let's go ahead and zero mesh the body. I'm gonna start by duplicating it. It's really too bad that I can't get my solo button. here. There we go. A body here for us. And we're gonna see meshes. Look at how cute Sparkles looks. Oh god. Something's gone wrong. Okay, the smoothing takes that away. Got the tail. Let's see. My name's, it sounds super Spanish, but it's Brazilian. I'm sure we share names. Then I'm gonna bring this one back and project. Divide it up. What app or programs do you recommend for someone new that wanted to make a portfolio? What kind of exactly what kind of portfolio would you say? Definitely not going to be able to finish this guy today. I mean, I've already been streaming for almost 2 hours, and most of it I spent telling stories. But I'm gonna want to finish this guy because I want to put him up for like for sale in mini sites. Definitely want to keep working on my Unreal projects. Also, I gotta export and import my Owlbear and Grick into my D&D Unreal project. And I had to finish the Kraken. Speaking of which, the videos for the Kraken are done and they're gonna be posted soon. So stay on the lookout for that, both on TikTok and Instagram. They're really funny. They're cheesy, and I've taken my voice acting to the next level for those. There you go. The Kraken has tentacles. I'm okay with embarrassing myself on the internet. I've had enough years of practice at this point. Okay, so we're gonna make some brushes, or maybe I already have some that I can use. Let's see. I feel like I'm always making scales, but never really saving. Never saving my brushes. Little scales. Okay, that works. I had one scale brush saved. Inspired Miana, I'm downloading Zbrush right now in an absolute legit and not sketchy way. Well, well, well. Thank you for telling me that it was legit. What is this from? Doesn't look like scales at all. Past me has totally lied. I'm sure I could use this somewhere though. Look at me not using layers, but also just trying out new things. Looks like lobster eggs or something. Also, it's too small for my mini print. Gotta get used to working in like bigger, bolder ways. 3D animation, but maybe something like what you make, not completely sure. Well, if you want to do what I make, I definitely recommend Zbrush. Maybe Maya. If you want to do animation, definitely Maya. Oh, I guess Maya is just a good one to have around. If you don't want to spend a ton of money on it, maybe Blender. Blender should be pretty good for animation and like UVing, things like that. Okay. The little scales are not gonna work. Let me see if I can find other scale brushes that I've made. Like I literally know they're somewhere in my life. I just don't know where I put them. I have this like bad habit of like saving these brushes to oh, this one's got spikes on it. That's gonna be good. I have this bad habit of saving the brushes instead of to my main brush panel, like my main brush folder. I save them in the project folder, so there's like 1,000 of them. Oh, didn't have the spike in here. Gosh, I wish I had saved it with spike because now I just have like these old suckers, not even the new ones. Let's quick save. I think we can go find them. I go to my quick save and go to the last time I worked on the Grick. I can find the plane that I used to create the spikes and I can save it out again. Let that load. Ah! Got a little cold water on myself. Horrible sensation. Hate anything cold. Still waiting for it to work out. So, this guy, we can turn this into a new brush and save it out. So, like this, no perspective is better. No mesh. I'm gonna go ahead and probably delete this old stuff in here. I'll leave some of the spikes and stuff that I might use. I think I can go to create, delete mesh, and delete the ones I don't want. Delete mesh, delete mesh. Delete. Oh, that can stay. This can definitely go. Then save brush. Let me save this for a second. In the right place. Nothing stumps me more than seeing File Explorer pop up. All of a sudden I forget my name, who I am, where I am. What am I supposed to be doing here? Okay, now we're gonna quick save, go back to where we were. And then we can at least add some spikes. Fun spikes. Spikes, spikes. That's fun. Looks horrible, but it's fun. Let's just start something that we can be making. Got some neck scales. Let's see what we can do. Oh, that does not look so hot. What about the teeth one? Scale 2. Mr. Briefcase, do you know the different type of animation departments? I initially thought animation was the only thing I wanted to do and learn until I learned about lighting and compositing. There are many cool areas to specialize. I'm gonna make some quick scales in the way that I always do. I do this all the fucking time. All the freaking time. Can't believe I'm doing it again. Doing it one last time, one time. Invert, go to deformation, inflate balloon. Too much, by far. A bit of normal inflate, a little bit of clay buildup and stuff. Good, kind of create a little bit of a texture. Maybe I'll even do those. On this. See if this works. Extractor brush, drag rect, G. Then I'm going to take a little plane, change my curve brush to wrap mode 1. I should probably make that a polymesh 3D. Okay, then divide it up. What? Got smoothing on? See how crappy that looks? It's because I forgot to set a time history moment for tick. Two. Maybe divide it one more time. Make sure my computer can't sleep tonight. Ah, too much. Maybe not enough. Made it way too big. Shoot. Really struggle with this part. I need a space for exactly one scale in between. Trying so hard, getting so far, but in the end, doesn't even matter kind of scenario right now. Got some holes here. Probably manually fill those holes here. No problemo. No problemo. This just creates more variety, if you ask me. Oh god, my brush stopped working. Wonderful scaling technique works like a charm. I know you tried a lot of them, huh? This one I should charge for this one. This one's quite effective. Then information. Let's save first. Lighting would be fun to work in. That's why I like photography. Yeah, I believe lighting is a great place to be. Personally, I used to hate lighting, and now I like it. I like it a lot. I'm freezing. We are frozen. If you have any questions about it, just join in this Discord. Been in this stream for 6 years. You know, you're such a darling. I'm so glad you're in the Discord and also already offering to help and stuff. Like, that is so nice. I love that. Currently, we have gotten a very wonderful new member. Just come in here. I kind of just pour some stuff, make it look better in between. Squiggly lines go a long way. Squiggly, squiggly. Little noise, you know, helps with detailing and things like that, and changing it up in variety. Then alpha from mesh. Okay. And that should give us something to get started with for this guy. Standard brush is always the brush I go for. Dots. Grab that alpha. Probably do a little settings. Stroke. Modifiers. Roll. It's like turtle scales. This will go well on the legs, I think. And last but not least, auto masking, directional, do that. And then let's try it out. I'm just kind of seeing if I like it at all. I don't know if I do. Maybe it's too repetitive, too big. I don't know. Maybe I need to go for something simpler. What do you guys think? Remembering that it's going to be a little mini, so the scales need to be relatively big. Very nice texture for the legs. In the lore, they described as reptilian. Oh, good. We nailed it then. So I'm going to take all these off now, now that we've taken the time to put them on. And I'm going to put it in the layer. Yeah, that scale looks nice. So I'm glad you guys like it. Let's just roll with it because we ain't got that much time. I should be finishing the stream now, but I think I'm going to go for an extra hour. What do you guys think? Should I stay or should I go? My lord. then layers, and then I'm gonna go ahead and make him naked for this, and also headless, and arms. I don't like to overlap them too much, but also I don't like leaving any empty space between the sets. It's real finagly business here. I left a little too much right here. Get the booty. You're definitely very repetitive. So in an ideal world, we should definitely create new ones, but we can no problem because we have layers. By using layers, we make sure that morph targets will work easily. And then we can just erase areas that we don't want this in. Things like that. It is a pretty satisfying process, so I'll admit that. By the way, as a refresher, as a reminder of the announcement I've already given today, the deadline for this giveaway has been extended until midnight Saturday. Alright, the 23rd. Stay and work with me? Okay, honey. Hold on, guess I'll start then. Start what? Yes, longer because I just showed up late. What were you doing? Delete the unnecessary stuff, I think. Actually, it looks really cool like this. Cancel. I really like this effect of like the scale speaking through. It's even cooler than before. I feel like we might be on something here. Right? Do you feel like inflated it down a little? gonna inflate this whole thing down a little. Oh, it could also get weirder in the process too. Let's try like painting it real fast. Like I'm curious about this. Like this might be my new workflow here, like the double mesh thing. Like let's see what color is gonna be good for the legs. Let's just say I'm gonna do like green. I like doing a paler color in between the scales. Okay. I guess the paint didn't work. And then maybe on the scale layer, I would like increase the contrast. Hey, babe. On like I was last night. I don't know what you mean at all. Okie dokie. Turn it down. What do you guys think of this look? I came in and say I turned mine in. Oh, nice, and you have extra time. Well, feel free to take the extra time. I think I already saw your email come in, like just now. I'm no longer convinced I like this look. Let's kind of like screenshot them side by side. So this is one, and the other is this. Which one you guys like, right or left? Streaming. Big sick. So which one do you guys like, right or left? Left. Okay, we might have just stumbled upon a better way to do things then. Fascinating. Then I guess I would just like clean up any like merged scales and then kind of like right. I mean, I wouldn't leave it this even though. I would probably like come in here with like my trusty trusty diamond standard and just like clean up some areas, you know. Or is the right one? Yes. Or like throw like a surface noise on there or something. Let's see what that looks like. Surface noise. Noise that up. There I go for the noise plug. You guys can't see this, but I'm using noise plug. Okay. Yeah, the color changed too. Shoot. Kind of expand it a little bit though. So we need to like take move the inflate down. I'm gonna just create a new layer and turn it down. Blech. From that perspective, I have a real hard time controlling the sliders for the deformation. So just like turn it way down. Oh, and crash Zbrush in the process. Give me 1 second. Got too ambitious. Enjoyed little frog. Zbrush is not opening. Great, great. There it is. We're back. Hopefully there's a quick save. Did I ever save my brush? Probably not. That doesn't sound like something I would have done. Perfect time to reassess. Let me show you guys my Unreal project. That will make me feel better. 1 sec. Gotta go to a meeting, so I gotta go, but the sculpt's looking great. Thank you, Bane. Appreciate it. Let me show you my game. It's not really a game, but it's more of a render game, you know? Press play. Be ready to be spooked. Spooky, okay? Computer's freezing. The whole thing might crash soon? I don't know. We're gonna find out. Bye, Bane. Technical difficulties all around, it seems. I've pushed my computer to the edge. Ah, there it is. You guys see that? Made a little spooky simulator for some of my cryptids, where you are in a spooky forest of spookiness. I had added some flowers, but I took them out because they were not spooky. Quando vai fazer outro concurso? Descobri muito tarde sobre isso. A gente faz concursinho, assim, challenges pequenininhos toda semana. E eu acho que no Halloween vai ter outro concurso maiorzinho. Oh, gotta work on the pop-in of that LOD. Not good. Can't have that in my render. What is that? Back away. Oh my god. I feel called to it. What is that? Ah! So, look, I'm working out the kinks. I was working this before the stream today. It is a long horse. Too spook for me. Unreal 5 makes those fans spin real fast and summer heat. I can literally feel the heat coming off my computer like hardcore right now. Dead by Daylight inspired? No, it's just a generic dark forest, if I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, I will actually have water in here. Maybe not this map either, like it might be a different map. But anyway, I plan on having multiple gyrating body parts for this guy and texturing it and stuff like that. I literally just got it UV mapped before the stream started. This is what the environment looks like without my special effects. This is just all pre-made stuff. Except for the long horse, who still needs to be finished. I wonder what's going on with this guy, but we'll look at that later. It's super fun to do. I don't know, I like doing this stuff. This is my new... I could talk about this forever, because this is my new inspiration for now. Like, I've been inspired by a lot of things throughout my career. And what I'm inspired by right now is making little environments for my little characters. Slenderman, yeah. Where are the generators? Oh, for Dead by Daylight. Walking around, spooky little town. Spookiness. This is what the blueprint looks like. Okay, I bet you can't see it yet. It's like super simple. Like I just kind of threw it together for now. Like you see how he's not textured? Like sure he has like darkened eye sockets, but that's like it. Gonna duplicate this and like have it rotate in different ways. Hit that. Yoink right there. Maybe the scene component can like come out here. Start at a different angle. That. Something like that. Like I want to make it more interesting like this, you know? And I want it to be messy enough that you don't notice the nubs. And then I need to add another rotating movement. Rotating movement 1. Event graph. Yes. Rotating movement 1. Yes. Scene 1. Copy and paste this guy. I just really fast want to see what it may look like. Compile. But the thing is that we have to change the rotating movement 1 to like, what is this? 40 on the Y. So maybe we can do like 20 on the Y, negative 20 to rotate in the other direction. Pile. Let's see. Play. And this is when it freezes again. Oh, didn't. Follow the path. Stick to the path, girls. Don't get lost. That wasn't even the horse. Oh, shoot. That looks interesting. That's way more cool than before, right? At some points they match up though, so I really gotta work on that. Maybe I should make them different sizes as well. Or maybe like full on different meshes. Because like the right thing would be to like actually animate this thing, you know, instead of just like gyrating it massively. Oh, maybe I should scale it -1. I don't know. Would that be a problem? Let's find out. Long horse neck 1. Okay, yeah, let's see. So it is inverted now. So hopefully that will avoid it matching too perfectly. Alright guys, I know I'm going on a tangent here, but this is fun. This is just as fun as Zbrush. I need to take a break. Otherwise, I will lose it at the fact that I just lost a ton of work. And compile. Simulation. Kind of getting too much offset movement. Making sure that both scenes are somewhat in the same spot. Simulates. That's better, right? Except for the nub. But hopefully people won't notice the nub. They'll be too scared. If you develop it and do the voiceover, we can beta test it for you. Let's go! We're gonna find the long course. Let's go see it in the game. Oh, shining a light on it doesn't work. It's too dark. Too light, I mean. One of the things I'm gonna do is probably get its own lighting layer set up. Anyway, that helps me not be so upset at my thing. I think it's in my wish list on Steam right now. That thing will be real scary in the game, just gliding between the trees. I want to do so much with this project, but I put it like I don't have so much time, you know. I'm going to Brazil soon. I haven't even packed. Done all the stuff. So much stuff. Brazil, best country. Okay. That's why I go there all the time. All the effing time. I suppose that is one of the bad parts of like being from one country living in another, is that like all your flight money and all your vacation time goes to a single place, you know? Personally, I don't get to explore as much as I want to. Although I am, after I come back from Brazil, I'm going on a different trip. I'm going to Washington after that. And I put it like that trip is gonna be like a straight up vacation. Like the Brazil trip is gonna be like a workcation, and then Washington I'm going to actually take time off. It's going to be wonderful, wonderful. Um, and so I look forward to that. Never been to Washington. It's got beautiful landscapes and stuff though, so I know I will be happy. Why not sphereize, please? Another bit of inflate balloon. I feel like these sliders are sometimes set a little hard for me. Like, what are you gonna do there in Brazil or Washington? You get with lumen and lightning layers? I assume so. I guess I'll find out the hard way. I've never been to Brazil. Do you have to know Portuguese to travel there, or can you make it through in English? I know a lot of people that have made it through in English, so I definitely think it's possible. It probably helps to have a Brazilian person with you, though. Just make sure. Washington. Just gonna hang out with friends. Some of my friends moved there, and they keep insisting for us to go there, and it looks real good, and I like hiking and things like that. So, yeah. The problem is that it was too high. Poly here. And I redo a little bit of the work we lost. Gara community, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. This is scales, and you guys know how I feel about scales. I like them, so could have been worse. Could have been a lot worse. Okay, then let's do it again. Alpha from Mesh. Okay. Then this time I'm actually gonna save it. There we go. Honey, have a great night. Thank you so much for coming. Oh, thank you, Big. I'm glad you like my hair. I'm glad you guys like my hair. Like I'm going through an intense period of hatred of my hair, so glad you like it. Then we had done geometry. So we didn't lose that much. Like the stuff that I lost was like fun enough to make, so make sure that we have layers. Making sure that we have enough divisions as well. Then layers. John Rayo, hi, how you doing? How are you doing today? Oh shit, the the alpha was saved all along. I didn't have to redo it. Well, at least now we know for next time. Did I not change this to roll? Just for doing everything I had already set up for this brush before. So then, I turned it up a little bit. And start applying again for the millionth time. Millionth time the charm. Just trying to find the size again that I had used last time. It worked so perfectly last time. Probably this, right? Does this look right? Or was it bigger? Little late, what are you doing today? I'm trying to get some progress done on my Demogorgon. I like to go around the little crevices first. I get better results this way. Okay, this time it's a little smaller than last time. Try not to leave any like blobby kind of smooth spots, you know? I prefer to overlap them a little bit than to leave some blobby spots. Cool thing about using layers, just to reiterate, is that I can easily use morph targets to clean these up later, as I would like to. This time, let's quick save. I think I'm caught up with how I was before. feel like I didn't blink throughout all that or say a single word. Focused. Should I keep the scale pattern going throughout the rest of the body? Maybe I can try it. If I don't like it, I can just get rid of it. The closer you are to the center, the more you should not rely on symmetry. I'm kind of going to leave a little bit of a hole there. Oh, the nipples, they're gone. Hey, Elsrinx, how you doing? I'm like hyper focused on this. Just the intensity is palpable. But I'm really liking this playlist. It really matched my kind of like low energy stream today. I need to rename it from low energy stream to chill stream. Everybody likes a chill stream. It's just kind of the base layer of scales. We will certainly do more with it. What? That's how you know you're getting a little too far. I need a memory upgrade, I think. Blink. And you notice I don't blink. Chill stream the best ever. Good, I'm glad you like it. It's chill. Old Bee Tree, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it a whole bunch. I had deleted that peg leg here last time. And then we were playing around with kind of like having the thing overlap with the thing. Trying to debug my blueprint from 2 months ago. Why didn't I comment this more? It's a lesson that is a tough one to learn. Alrighty, guys. I think it might be time for me to head on out. But before I do, let me remind you that we are still currently in the middle of our challenge giveaway, and I have extended the deadline to midnight on Saturday. Well, Beatrice, thank you so much for the sub. The first prize is a 3D printer from our sponsor, Frozen. There is a link from them in chat. Then a mentorship month with me and a workshop month with me. To participate, you're going to sculpt 3 D&D minis in whatever software you'd like, and then stage them together in a render as if they were being used in a game board. And the new deadline is the 23rd, and you have to send it to my email. The first one is the owlbear, the second one, I know it didn't update, but the Grick, and the third one is the Demogorgon. Not the Stranger Things Demogorgon, but really the D&D Demogorgon. And lastly, if you use the hashtag #InARtChallenge and tag me on social media, you can post your work and get a shout out from me. I really hope you guys like the deadline extension. Alrighty. Okie dokie, everybody. This is as far as we were able to get. I'll take this model with me to Brazil, and like, if I stream while I'm there, I'll work on it, okay? Or maybe on something else completely. Who knows? I don't want to plan. Alrighty, everybody. Have a great rest of your day.